Alright, we'll bring this down just a little bit and bring me up a little bit more. And this is the fourth in 4 unannounced streams, marking the return. No longer Halloween, so we're no longer spooky, but we are going to remain atmospheric. For tonight, we are playing Metroid Prime. That's right, Metroid Prime. Please don't sue me, Nintendo, and do not claim my streams. Playing on Nintendo Wii, which is as close to the original hardware as I can get. I do not own a GameCube anymore because 10-year-old me did not think to keep old equipment around. Because space was a premium. What I did hold on to, however, in case I get lost, I don't even have the digital guide. I have the original strategy guide on Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion in one, because they both came out at the same time, and because I was a spoiled little child, I got both at the same time as well. Beat Metroid Fusion. I've never beaten Metroid Prime. I own all 3, and I've never even gotten past the second area in the first one. So this will be fun. That's pretty much what I'm doing these streams for, is to go back and play all the games that I wanted to play, or I owned as a child and wanted to actually beat now that I'm older, and we're just going to go and do it. And I figure if I'm going to do that, if people want to watch them and enjoy my company, all the more power to us. So, without further ado, let us move into the game. There it is. Nostalgia. This is my original Wii, my original copy of the game, my original strategy guide. Thought this was my original Wavebird I'm playing with. However, apparently, judging by the cigarette stains that are on the control stick and the fact that I'm not a smoker in the slightest, I don't think this is my controller. Oh, that's why my Wavebird is also not on the right channel. Remember that? Remember when you had to actually sync it with a block? Alright, Metroid Prime. The game that if you poll 10 people, 5 will tell you that it is the best thing to happen to the franchise, and you tell the other 5 that it's the worst thing to happen to this franchise, aside from Other M, which I also own and also have not played, and that will probably be coming soon. I do have a memory card. Hold on a second. Here we go. I'm actually using my Animal Crossing memory card and had to destroy my Animal Crossing world in order to play this game. Whoops. Yeah, funny story with Metroid Prime. Don't think I got it with my GameCube, but it is so old that when I got it for Christmas, it was a bundle with a Wavebird, and came from a little store called Kmart. Those of you who are too young to remember, Kmart was a department store, not unlike Target or Walmart. Had a string of bad lucks, was really known for being kind of the cheaper option of the 3, and eventually went bankrupt once, got bought by Sears, and then Sears went bankrupt, and now there's probably 2 in the entire country. So that thing is a piece of history. It's all mine. Gotta love it. This is the GameCube version, so as we know, you can only aim by pressing R and up and down, left, right, and then lock on. The best thing for this game was the lock on, because you didn't have a decent second stick. You can do that, that, and that. So, not really a skillful shooter, but meant to be more of a exploration-based game. Now, I've played this part quite a few times, so it's not going to be that slow of a tutorial, so to speak. I am surprised how quickly it is coming back to me, though. I didn't realize I had muscle memoried this that much. The atmosphere. Which is ironic because it's space. Ugh, I'm getting flashbacks to Soma. Pressurizing and repressurizing water levels and air levels. So I do enjoy me a Metroid. As I said, I did beat Metroid Fusion. That was probably the first Metroid I actually beat. Played a lot of the DS Hunters. Eventually did go back and play the originals. And then still kind of working on the 3DS Metroid 2. But obviously I can't stream that because I don't have the hookups for a 3DS. And that probably isn't on my radar. I mean, even the map has character. It's not just like a static thing. It's got, almost looks like a Star Wars hologram. It's really cool. I like it at least. Part of the game is exploration. And the lore! Now, there is supposed to be one that is only available on this stage. I'm not trying to go for 100%, but if I can do it, I will. If I miss anything, I'm not going to be worried. A feature everyone already knows. The doors take some time to open at times, because it's actually loading the next part of the game. But I am going to just scan everything. That's the name of the game. It actually becomes a plot point. I know that much. Oop, oop. First. Alright. Now where were we? Collecting my sweet, sweet info dumps. First, before I forget. And the missile. I've heard a lot of people complain about that's the ones they miss are the health and the missiles. HUD's just so clean too, it's great. Yeah. Caused by removal of organs. That's always a cheerful, family-friendly thing to say. I miss the days when your consoles came with the old console built into it. That end. PS3, back when they had to cut costs on the PS3, they removed the PS2 out of it. And now everything's software-based emulation, so most games work, but they can't guarantee anything. There's never any intention on actually getting everything to work perfectly. Yes, I'm talking about the new consoles. Just to completely date this.
Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately.
And then the other Metroid staple, you have only so long to get out of an area. This one gives you 7 minutes. I don't think I've ever needed that long. I suppose only if I was going to be exploring. And then the greatest HUD effects ever. They don't do damage, but you're gonna see each one of them squish on your visor. And they even took the time to have the detail of if you flashed yourself in the face with your thing, you see your own eyes. What kind of detail is somebody putting into a game like this, where the last thing they have to think is, why don't we have them see their eyes? Mr. Too Big for Smash himself. Robodactyl. And then the second most common trope in a Metroid game, the you no longer have your powers trope. You lost all your balls. Now, I've never really checked any sort of confirmation on why they do that, but I feel like it has to be more of a, look how powerful you are, and don't you want to get that back? Like an incentive to keep exploring and getting your powers back. This one doesn't do as great of a job with that because you don't get to see a lot of the cool stuff. You only get to see the grapple beam, and that's about the only really cool thing. Charge beam's cool, the missiles are cool, but those are kind of staples. Otherwise known as time to walk. Now I'm just flipping through the paper guide here, and remember when you couldn't edit stuff? Tells you in here. Prima Games has made every effort to determine that the information contained in this book is accurate. However, the publisher makes no warranty as for the accuracy, effectiveness, or completeness of the material. So for all they know, they completely missed some section of the game. And I think there's actually been cases of that. There's been game guides that have been like, oh yeah, we completely missed that, or we completely misunderstood how that mechanic works. Sorry. And then that was it. Alright. By default, you have to start with this, because it's awesome. Raindrops. Nice. Okay. First, give me your stats. This hits me right back into childhood. It's a good time. In my actual rememberable childhood. Probably a lot of people watching this can relate to this creature. I myself am not a zoomer. Not a boomer. Not a zoomer. A cusp. Sorry. I know it's supposed to look determined, but without seeing the rest of the face, the eyes just kind of go, I know they were trying their hardest to make it seem expressive, but the GameCube might not have been there yet. I might be a little too used to two-stick controls. I like how they're called save stations in canon too. Like, yeah, this is where you can save your progress, Samus. Save my progress? What? Please. Please. You know what needs to happen? Nintendo needs to release a VR headset and then release this for it. Or allow someone to release this for VR. Because this would be amazing in VR. Conveniently placed that I can reach them, and conveniently placed that they'll work with my stuff. I know it's explained that, like, the bird people lived here for a bit, but I always find it funny. It's like, oh, it conveniently works. I'm not good at the whole dodging thing. I tend to just kind of tank shots. Going so fast, making speed clones. No, it's actually just 7 beats. Okay, I have missiles. And an energy tank. I can now tank more hits. You guys are cool too. Yeah. Now they're gone. Not dead. Underground. Ah, oh, burning. That's poison. No, we don't need to blast the lightning bugs. But I kinda have to blast the lightning bugs. Oh! Yeah, you can end the bees by shooting a missile at their home. And I found the map. Duh. Sorry, I really shouldn't make fun of that just because I know it's a technical limitation and it is good for the time period it came out, but just the blank stares. First thing, gonna save.